Hi and welcome to Liffey Presents Ghost News Network. Today is our paranormal news and discussion. And we're going to have a discussion based on this article I found on Higgy Pop. And it asks, can SLS cameras really see ghosts? And the article kind of just breaks down to what SLS cameras work, why do they use it in the field, and do they actually have the ability to see ghosts. The camera, they say, works by projecting its own invisible infrared laser grid over a wide field of view. The grid is made up of over 1 million tiny dots. This structured grid of laser dots is what gives the device its name, SLS, or Structured Light Sensor. The camera sensor is able to calculate the distance between these infrared dots in order to build a three-dimensional model of its view. It says the 3D model doesn't rely on visible light and colors. Instead, it sees a physical representation of the space and objects around it. This means that if something moves within a field of view, there will be a change in the distance between the dots, which the camera will recognize as movement. The reason this technology is used by ghost hunters is that the camera software has the ability to recognize and highlight human figures in its images it captures. The software sees people by detecting limbs and movement. So that's just a quick little overglance of what it is.
Just to jump in on that.
Go for it.
So, I get the concept. I mean, we use that here. We use the class 2M laser. We use the laser projector. It's not much any different than that.
Right.
I mean, the other piece of equipment that we're looking to buy is the laser grid.
Yeah.
Very similar to that. But why does that show a stick figure in motion?
Right.
If I throw a ball through there, why wouldn't it show the circular mode? Like the new laser grid system will show the shape for what it is.
Yeah. Right.
Because it's breaking dot beams. So if you throw a bottle, you're going to see the shape of a bottle cross through. If I walk through, you'll see the shape of a person. Why does that specifically? I mean, it all sounds great on paper, but that's not what it does. That's not what it's doing.
Right.
It's because it's meant for playing video games. So in the games, all the game cares about is joint manipulation. Mm-hmm. So it's looking to create a stick figure to know your elbows, your wrists, your head, your neck, your knees, all that is, so you can play the games. Right. And if you've ever played a Kinect game, you will understand that 75% of the time it does not work. You try and grab the thing, you try and move, it doesn't work all the time. Right. If this was something where
which is why they don't make them now.
Yeah. If there was a 2% of the time where it glitched out, I would think this would be more legit, that it is actually capturing things and anomalies are anomalies. But there's plenty of times where you be playing a Kinect game and then your character throws the ball or whatever and you're just like, I didn't move. And is there a ghost playing with me? Potentially. I don't know if it's that article or another one I read where somebody was positing that idea that the false positives people are getting while playing games is that, well, you're playing video games in a haunted house. And I was like, oh, this author's an idiot.
I mean, my problem with the Kinect is that, number one, when it first came out, they were actually using the piece, the Kinect. Now you can actually buy a whole system. So I guess whatever they did, whatever the component is in that piece, that's what they're hooking up to the camera itself. I didn't need all the software to read it and all that shit. I've never used it before. I can't speak too much about it because I've never used it. But from what I've seen in the shows, I think it could be a reflection. So your reflection, you're standing behind the camera, you're standing next to me, you're standing next to me. We cast a reflection onto that wall that we're filming it on, and all of a sudden, you start moving around, and poof, this thing jumps up. All right. It starts moving around, and it disappears. I think that could be part of it. I think that has a lot to do with it. I don't believe that this thing is picking up. Whatever it says it does is not true. I'm going to tell you that right now, and that just goes to show with all the other equipment that we found. REM pod is a prime example of that. Oh yeah. What they say the REM pod does is not what it does. No. So same thing with the Kinect. What they're saying it's doing is not what it's doing. Tell me what it does for what it's worth. Right. Because it's not. So that's my take on it. And it's not cheap. It's like $1,000 piece of equipment. It's not cheap. So.
I honestly, like I said, I think it's just the program's version of matrixing. It's looking out for something specific to make a human skeleton. It's trying. That's the program. It's trying to read a body. That's what the program does.
Right.
And so it's going to then make a body out of whatever it's picking up.
So
You know,
the
it
flies
just
through the screen.
for example,
It's gonna-
right? Just as an example, you know, you get a lot of these people with their Snapchats, and they say like the face will show up, or like the dog tongue will come out. It's the same process. It's the filter that you're using in your phone is trying to take an image of what looks like a face to it,
Right.
and then make it look like that. You know, you've got grains of wood and stuff like that in the background. You can see like the little eye rings in them and stuff like that. They could potentially look like a face, and that could make the app trigger, or in this case, could be something in the background that looks like a stick figure.
Right.
And so it's going to pick that up as if it's a human body moving.
I like that.
For all we know, it's a cobweb swinging by that it's reflecting off of and picking up.
Right.
Cobwebs are super reflective. If you're shooting out a beam of infrared light, it's going to pick that up, and it's going to give you that look of a human body waving about.
The theory behind it's, sound, given that it's an iron grid projecting, looking to create a figure. So if it were, like you were saying with this other one, where it actually shows the silhouette
It shows
of something.
What's not just
more
a silhouette,
sense.
it shows the object that's breaking the beam. Not necessarily a silhouette.
Yeah,
If like I said, if I throw a ball,
you'll see
a ball
Yeah.
go through. You know, it's not showing a person.
Exactly.
If I stand in front of it, you'll see the silhouette of me. You know,
Yeah.
if I put a bottle in front of it and that's breaking the beam, it's going to show the outline of that
Yeah.
bottle. This, I feel, takes whatever it is and converts it to
Exactly.
that. Yeah.
Because it wasn't designed to do that. It was designed to look for bodies. That's what it's designed for.
Yeah,
Right.
like repurposing other tools for paranormal reasons is a really common thing. Half of the tools we use are not meant for this purpose, but
Most of it's not.
they're very basic things. So, EMF detector's got one job. You're just looking for
Electrical
EMF,
fields,
and then when you have any of those devices that are like a thermometer and an EMF and a this and a that, then it's like, who made this? Some kind of basement is actually know how to wire things. Is it going to work?
You know how to shield one part from the other part so that they don't interfere with each other.
Exactly.
It's always the first question I
As
ask.
soon as you get really sophisticated, that's when it starts breaking down.
And then even with the EDI that
Right.
we just got, you're talking
Yeah.
that things detects 5 different things, and it starts to go off. Like, you know, you'll get a hit on humidity and be like, oh, there's a humidity change. You know how small and minute that changes? Me doing this, and the meter sitting by James will set that off
Yeah.
because it's such a minute, and it jumps up or drops down. That's not paranormal.
You check in the moment, you think it's crazy. You check the data log, and you're like, oh.
Not even check it. I read the manual.
Yeah, well, that helps.
Most people don't do that. You know, I broke it down. But yeah, I see exactly what you're saying. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, yeah.
I'd be interested to get my hands on one just to play around and try to debunk it. See
Absolutely.
what actually is causing. You know, see if we could get a shadow to create a figure. If we could throw a ball across it and a creature. I'd love to play around just to see how it.
That's why we bought
First
the
thing-
obelisk.
The first thing
We
I would
paid
do.
$380 for that piece of
First-
equipment to try to figure out.
First
why.
thing I would do is I would put a light source. I would have somebody walk behind the SLS camera and create a shadow on it, and if it picks it up,
Done.
then
Game over.
it's that quick.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you it will pick that up.
You just gotta test it really fast so you return it.
That's what it. Give it $1,000, man. Yeah,
It's the program that costs more than the device itself.
And I
to
think
run.
somebody brought like a mock one to
Well, it was one of the events at the museum. Somebody had one, but it wasn't working.
It wasn't. It also wasn't $1,000. You know.
Oh, she had, like, a
it
different
was.
one?
It was. Yeah, you
I
can
didn't
buy
really
them
look
a
at
lot cheaper, but you have
pay
a
for it.
lot of issues with them. You know, and that's the issues. But I like this. Now, what do you guys think? SLS.
The system was a piece of junk when it first came out, and it continues to be one to this day. So I don't think it's anything but they didn't build it right the first place.
So that's why they stopped building it.
That's yeah.
That's the same.
It is. It wasn't successful.
Yeah, I mean, it used to come like you used to not be able to buy it separate from the Xbox, like the
Okay.
Kinect and the Xbox. If you wanted to buy an Xbox, you had to buy the Kinect with it.
Okay.
But the Kinect was such a piece of garbage that they're like, oh, this was a bad idea. Let's sell them separately now.
Right.
And they never fixed that technology yet. And still probably haven't.
That
So
says a lot for a multi-billion-dollar corporation that says, you know what, this thing sucks. Let's just not do it.
People weren't investing in it; they cut their losses.
I think the whole reason it even got used in in the paranormal field was because in one of the Paranormal Activity movies, they actually
Yeah, it was like
had
Paranormal.
Yeah.
It's like 4 or something like that.
they actually had the Xbox Kinect in the movie, and the ghost in the movie moved through it.
The fact that this is what you base this on. Yeah.
That's pretty sad.
Sound idea.
Yeah, it is a great idea because they're making millions of dollars off of it. Shit, kudos to you.
I think
Shame on you as
thousands of
well.
dollars. I don't think millions.
I think
Those movies have made millions of dollars.
I'm saying Microsoft off the Kinect because of
no, I don't
this.
think Microsoft. I think the people that have converted it into the paranormal
Yeah,
tool
they're
are making
making
a ton of money on it.
Tens of thousands.
Oh yeah.
They're buying new Hondas for that.
I knew Honda.
They've made dozens of dollars.
What do you guys think of the Kinect and the SLS camera? Let us know in the comments section below. And if you haven't yet, give this video a like, share, and subscribe. You can also click the little notification bell to know all of our content is uploaded to YouTube. So thank you guys very much for joining us on this latest edition of Ghost News Network. And until next time, take care, guys.